So guys, first of all, we want to say a huge thank you to Lux Le Morne for being part of this video and providing us with a beautiful setup for ANNEGA video so you can enjoy. So Lux Le Morne is situated next to UNESCO Heritage Site, Le Morne Mountain. So you actually have the turquoise sea, the beautiful mountain, amazing service, is a 5-star resort, and it's really an amazing experience. I stay here once, and I'm telling you, I still have a beautiful memories about it. So first of all, we are so privileged to have this space, and for all the Lux team to help us to make this beautiful video. And you will see a few of the images and how dreamy this place is. And we are lucky today with the most beautiful weather. And enjoy! Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm so excited to welcome Miss ANNEGA. Way, round of applause. Very, very good. Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, so nice of you. Well, first of all, thank you for being very welcoming, enthusiastic, and we had even before a little coffee.
Yeah.
And we discussed, and maybe some food. But, we don't tell that details, to discuss a few things and to get to know each other first, of course. And you caught my attention first time in 2019, of course, when your single Remember Me came up.
Oh.
And I was like, who is she? Who is this girl? How come I didn't know about that? Because the quality of the music, the quality of the clip, the quality of the words were so refreshing. And thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
And in 2019, it was a single of the year, right?
Yeah, it was single of the year. So our first release in September. And then we surf on that wave October, November, and December. That was the first time I won anything in my life. I was like, oh, it feels like that to win something. I was so grateful. Yeah, it was on New Year's Day.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, it was from the radio, right?
From the radio, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, big surprise.
And the other thing, so this is, when I get to know about you. And the other thing, when I really connected to you, it was last year, and I went to my photos, and it was in May. It was just before they removed the lockdown, that we could do the gathering, and you guys did a tour around Mauritius, kind of small ones.
Yeah.
And I went with my little girl, who was 3 years old at the time, and it was her first concert. And it was in Super U Tamarin.
Yeah.
We sit on the floor, and we just listen to this magic, and it was, like the experience of a lifetime, because you were closed for 2 years. You thought that the world is stopping, and then you're like, wow, we have music again. And you had amazing musicians, and it was just unbelievable.
Oh, thank you. I remember you there with your little girl. And yeah, that was during the island tour around April, May. After the lockdown, just like you said, we were like, what shall we do with our lives? Because we didn't play for like a year, maybe.
So after whoa, you went on top, and then...
Yeah. We were just beginning, and then abrupt stop. And so Cedric, my producer and manager, came with this idea of doing an island tour, just
Amazing.
So we can reach out to the people and share the music, share what we were born to do, And it was so sacred to have those venues to host us in the end, but we were able to share this with you all. And what a beautiful thing to have seen you with your little girl. And I remember you sent me that video later on of her dancing and
since then she's a fan. I just sent you last night the video when she's like, nous allez.
She's so cute.
Yeah. So as well, Victoria, if you're 18 and you're watching, look, your mommy did interview with your favorite singer. Means so much. And for the one who don't know who you are, maybe we're famous now and everyone watching us around the world. Let me just do a little brief. Who is Anga?
Mm-hmm.
So Anga is an island girl, is an emerging artist who owes her success to unique and refreshing and outgoing personality, which is true. You are barefoot now.
I'm a nature girl.
The name Mauritian Pop Star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was from our beginning when we released Remember Me. We were like, the big Mauritius pop star, rising star. It was nice. We really had a good welcoming in this music industry here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the confidence you were singing
Mm-hmm.
and the confidence you were performing as if, you were doing it for so many years.
Really?
You could not think that it's just like 6 months ago, or
Mhm.
like, no, how much, like 1.5 years ago, you had your first single.
Yeah, I've learned so much along the way. Like, I was studying at the university and then I was recording the album at the same time. And then when I quit, when I finished my degree, I went for a big trip in Europe, and that was the moment I thought maybe this is what I need to do. Just do music and travel the world. And I saw Coldplay in Europe. That was very eye-opening and everything. And when we came back, we started writing songs and composing new songs. It was in 2018, and hoping that the album will be out in 2019, but it got out a bit later because life.
Yeah.
But everything happens for a reason, and we were really happy of everything, how everything turned out in the end. But it was a lot of coaching as well on stage and singing vocals, and I had a big team surrounding me. So maybe this is how when we got out in 2019, that was wow.
But I guess you need to be ready for this type of things. It's like they say there is a talent and then there is luck.
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't work for it and if you are not ready for it, you can have a chance in your life, but you not necessarily take it.
Yep.
So, let's go back a little bit to the roots.
Exactly. When I started, I directly wanted to be like the biggest pop star in the world, like seeing Robbie Williams and Coldplay growing up. I wanted to be like them. So I started with big dreams. And the furthest I went on this journey, I was like, okay, so maybe I know nothing. And I just need to get my feet down and learn how to become more myself. So it was a journey of self-discovery, and every time getting a little more humbler.
Mm-hmm.
Like understanding that you really know nothing, girl. You're here to learn, and you are lucky to have so many people surrounding you with kindness and good intentions and just wanting for you to shine. And that was my blessing from the start.
But let's take to the younger years, to your childhood.
Yeah.
What do we need to know about you from that time and who made you who you are?
All right. I was born a princess to my family because I have two elder brothers. And when the girl came, lost one, Freddie, like the sun. That's what they
She's
said.
humble.
That's what they said. And my grandma was like, we need to hide you or people are gonna kidnap you.
All right.
For real. That was crazy because they had two boys before. And I was the only girl and I only had cousins, like boy cousins. So that's why, yeah. So yeah, I was very in my cocoon and having everything I want. And my brothers as well were putting me on a pedestal, really. And that was my young years. And then when I grew up adolescent and I merged with other people, I realized that again, girl, you are nothing. Yeah, it has been step by step. All in building that confidence to make you understand who you are. You are not more special than someone else. You're not more unique. You're just yourself, and the world needs you just like you are.
And when was this like first kind of experience that you like, oh, this is the real world?
Yesterday?
No, I'm talking about like childhood, that you were like princess and all dressed up so nice, and
Yeah.
I'm sure your brothers were protecting you.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the moment that you understand that, oh, this is the real world?
I think it was around 12, 13 years old when I first got my best friends and close like sisters, and we were just living our lives and meeting boys and seeing how they think and what they do. It's just the teenage years, you know, where I got to understand how life really kind of works with ego and things like that. Yeah. But I've got a nice teenage years as well.
Well, let's say to be teenager, anytime, anywhere, it's like the worst thing.
It's the worst thing. I was trying to make it feel good, but
It's not an easy stage.
it's not an easy stage. But you grow so much. That's the point of having a lot of setbacks and you know, like a lot of what is happening moments,
Mm-hmm.
just to grow from it all.
But as I understood, as from 5 or 6 years old, you started to
Sing, yeah.
how you call this?
Timambo.
Timambo.
Yeah.
It's still operational, right?
Uh,
It's like a little community for the children, right?
yeah, it's a musical platform, or art platform, because I think there's dance as well. I don't know if it's still ongoing this year, but I know a bit before COVID they were starting it back again. And yeah, I did my first stage when I was like 6 to 7. Of course, I didn't know that I was singing. I was just there for the crowd.
You loved it.
I kind of like it. And my parents were always singing at home.
Yeah.
They love music. They're not musicians or nothing, but they just love to hear music. So with my brothers, since we're little, we're just into that. And Timambo was my first stage with my brother, Aaron, who is like 3 years older than me. And I made a big mistake on the podium, and he just like he gave me a little just a little friendly
In the face, yes.
don't do that again. We're in front of TV. But yeah, and then it was ongoing from that.
So
But
he was singing as well?
he was singing, and during his teenage years he dropped everything. Yeah,
Again,
Yeah.
teenage years.
yeah,
It's a tough one.
it's a tough stage.
And what would come to the, well, you know, when I try to bring my child to a ballet, basically for 30 minutes she was stuck to my leg, you know? She's like, please take me back. So why they decided that 6 years old appropriate to go on the stage and, you know, and do the show? Did they see something in you already?
Yes. Like for real, I think this is the right answer. Yes, but I like to say that they just wanted to make fun of us at some point.
Nice people.
Yeah, but for real, my parents are the very first believers of whatever I have, and this is why and how I kept doing this and being myself and singing, because like I grew up thinking I was the best singer because my dad told me I was the best singer.
So beautiful.
So that's how I just kept going at some point, even during the teenage years. Yeah.
And all the kids in your family, basically 2 of other brothers, were part of the Timambo, right?
No, it was just my brother. And
there is an older one, right?
there is an older one
Mm-hmm.
who played guitar at 16 till 16 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had this episode, and then I was like, no, I like nails.
You just play zombie for 3 hours. And like, okay,
I'm
that's
like,
not for me.
This is not how it looked like. It's more fun. And what do you think your parents give you in terms of your character?
A lot of humor. Like, I'm a funny kid thanks to my dad. I try to take life as lightly as they do, because they're really easygoing and cool people. They just like to travel and see the world and meet other communities, and that's what they love to do. And
So I guess you had a lot of parties at home, lots of people.
karaoke.
Karaoke night. Oh, nice.
Yeah, a lot of friends of theirs since we're so little, coming at home and singing and doing barbecues and playing music. So they're just good, I don't know, des bons vivants. They just love life. And
So it was very loud in Bobassan.
yeah.
It's like, again,
Yeah.
again, these people having a party.
The neighbors can tell that.
Or you just invite all the neighbors.
No, I don't think so. It was just, we were telling the neighbors, we're gonna have a little party maybe. And then boom.
And
They
then
boom.
I read that you were singing sometimes at the parties.
Yeah, but very rarely at home, you know? Like for birthdays and everything. I rarely sang at home. It's weird. I'm still trying to make sense of that. Even for my friends' birthdays or everything, I just like to be here and I don't think a second about singing.
Mm-hmm.
But then if it makes them happy, I'm very happy to do that. But it's just not a part of me just to sing every time.
Then, you know, I had the wedding. Now I remember.
Mhm.
I was at the wedding. You know Bernard Amen?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
A fan of Coldplay.
yes, that's the actress. And it was their wedding, and I just gave birth 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it's like all around my child and giving birth, and like, this is the whole interview. And I remember you seeing Coldplay when they were going, when Caroline was walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is that? I was like, what? You don't know? It's Anga, you know? And it was just 2019, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was just,
2019, yeah.
and he was already like, okay, let's get Anga for my wedding.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, Beno is so nice, and I really enjoyed playing. It was Green Eyes, and I still got this moment here in my heart. It was so emotional.
It was with the dog.
Yeah.
The dog as well. Excellent. So, you know, you had this nice childhood, beautiful family, you know, supportive, and I can kind of understand because, you know, I live in Mauritius for 13 years and this is all about Mauritius. Yeah, we love gathering, we love barbecues, bring and share, bring your own drinks, you know, just let's be together. And
Yeah,
I
let's
love
just
that.
share this vibe.
And I love that. And then I understood, you know, you were studying the musical career, let's say, of a career. It was just for fun, or it was, you know, always in back of your mind that you might use it for bigger stage and
I'm a big dreamer, so I always dreamt of big stage where I was playing the piano and singing my heart out. So it was always to reach this at some point, yeah, that I was playing and learning music. So yeah, it has always been there. Mm-hmm.
And at what point you understood that, wow, I'm different. I have this talent. Do you remember that there was like a moment?
Not different or anything, it was just the moment that I realized that I could actually sing. I was 15, and thanks to my parents, again, I got into a cabaret thing. You always say yes, Oh, not quite. You say no, but you're always doing that.
Yeah. Oh, so you were like, no.
No, I was so shy, so shy. And my brother already gave up. He was like, don't ask me no more. My voice has changed. So I'm a man. I'm not gonna sing. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna make them happy and do that song. And I actually sang that song, and it was the first time that I thought, ooh, I like that voice. I can do something with that. So I sang this song, and from that point, I was like, not I'm a singer, but I love to sing. 15.
Yeah, it's a good age, but well, not everyone lucky, to kind of figure out at that age.
Yeah, I was lucky to be pushed towards that as well, unconsciously. They were like, sing, it's good. Art, culture, it's good. Do that.
It's like, yeah, just do it. But then it's not like you went straight away and you started to sing. You still went to studies.
Yeah, I didn't put any pressure on me to become anything. I was just always going with the flow and seeing where it takes me in the end. So the flow took me to study political science at some point. Sometimes you
No
follow
one
the
else.
flow and
So yeah, I was raised as a princess. This is what I had, and then the flow take me to political studies. All right, teenage years, I guess.
we will work on
What
that.
happened there?
That was the first time that I felt so lost in my life. I was 19, I guess, finishing college. And I was in a long distance relationship with someone in Australia, and I was here in Mauritius. And I wanted, of course, after college to go and be with him. But my parents were like, no, you will study something at some point. And they really had it in mind that they want my brothers and I to get a degree. And then from this point, you just do whatever you want, but please get that. They were really strict on that, even though they're cool people. And so I saw my big brother go, and then the second one, it was like, I'm different anyway, they're not gonna get me on that. I'm gonna go in Australia and get married or whatever. I'm not gonna study. But I did study, and the 6 first months were like, I think it was a bit of a depression as well, huh? Because I felt like I was so numb to everything. Like nothing really made me happy, nothing really made me sad. I just didn't want to be here. I didn't want to talk to people. I felt like I deserved more. But then I grew up afterwards, and I, like, fast forward, these have been the 3 best years of my life. But in the moment, I was just putting so much resistance in what was happening to me. But it took me some time to transit, and be in the moment and just do what I gotta do. But yeah, 6 really difficult months, but then I was so happy at the university. I met some great friends, and the study was great. That's it.
You were studying in Mauritius.
I was studying in Mauritius, yeah.
And was it the time when you started to write your poems?
Yeah, that was the time. Actually, when I first fell in love when I was 15.
So that was like your first big love.
Yeah, my first love.
And all the guys before 15, désolé.
Didn't count. But yeah, from 15, this is when I think love really gives you wings, but mostly pain and that dark side of it. So I was really writing a lot, and I really think that someday I'm gonna put it in a little book and let it out in the world. Have so many writings.
The writings or the poems?
it's a mixture of both. Yeah, a lot of little stories and everything.
Yes. And so you were talking about this period and that you have a lot of writings and the poems and that you might release a book one day.
Yes, when I reach the 35-ish years, maybe.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, you know, it's 35. Right.
That's the wisdom years.
I guess so. So there is always like this moment, you know, that you kind of go like low and your heart is so stripped apart, and then it's take you only higher, I guess.
Yeah. That's the thing is that you just keep learning that there's just not an only point in your life where you hit rock bottom. It will keep happening because
I hate that.
yeah, I thought it only happened once. I was like, okay, God, I think it once, twice. I'm not sure I'm gonna survive that, but you always survive. You always get up. You always, learn from these lessons, even though sometimes you don't deserve them. You just get to. That's how life tests you, I think. And it's always your best days, your best next person you're gonna meet, but at the other, who's on the other side of this pain right now. So maybe you just have to deal with it. Not maybe. You have to deal with it. There's no other way. The only way is through. So you have to deal with it, and then you'll have the sun afterwards. Just life.
But I guess in the moment you don't see that
The
sun.
moment you want to die.
Yeah.
No other way to tell that.
So it was quite a tough period, 15 to what, 18, 19?
19, yeah.
How did you get, from where you get the support?
Music, a lot of listening to music. I wasn't writing or composing songs at that time. I was just listening to a lot of music. And then friends, just being a friend. I've learned the importance of being myself a friend if I want to have a friend in my life. So it's just about giving, even if you think that you have nothing, because you literally have nothing, you're drained of everything. But it's just sharing who you are that gets you to the other side of it. Have you ever been in those kind of situations?
I don't think I was that low.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I had it in my childhood.
Yeah.
So then everything else seems not so bad, you know? Because I lost my father when I was very young, and it took you, some time. And I remember that, wow, it should get better, and it did. And I think it's, this type of events, it's straightening you, and it's giving you the path for your life, or you become very unhappy person or depressive,
Bitter.
or you become just positive and take things more chill in your life, Yeah, I think, I hope, please, no, don't do this, don't do tests. But then, maybe, after I give birth as well, because it really was transformational for me, because you don't know who you are anymore. And you kind of learning to be a new person and
Take care of someone else.
And you used to be kind of self-centered, and then you need to give your time to someone, and so that was a beautiful path for me. But yeah, it's true, it's make you elevate.
Yeah.
And then what happened? How the movie goes after?
The movie went really fine afterwards.
So you did your studies.
I did my studies, and
Obviously you break up with a boyfriend.
I broke up with him because it wasn't
Yeah.
happening anymore.
Yeah.
And I remember when my light came back,
Mhm.
just as I remember when it left me. So it was basically 6 months time, you know. But just one day it was like someone said something to me and I felt it. I was like, oh, I felt something here.
Incredible.
And from that moment on, I got back to music. So I was studying and I was a more happy person at the university. Less, don't talk to me. I was a happier person and I joined the music club and I wanted to do a competition, something like that. How do you say that?
A
A contest.
contest.
Music
Yeah.
contest. And I did it. And this is where and when everything started. This is where I met Cedric and I got to meet all the musicians and all this artistry world
Mhm.
of Mauritius. I was like, wow, this is so cool. I'm gonna hang out a bit with you guys if you don't mind. And yeah, I was maybe 20 or 21 at that point. And meeting Cedric was the top line, you know, starting to think more about being an artist.
But the way he take you and to start the project is so professional,
Yeah.
and you can see he believes in you so much.
Mm-hmm. Just after my parents, or maybe the same, I don't know. He's like, I'm always doubting and questioning myself on stuffs. First thing was writing songs. I write poems, I write little stories and sayings, you know, everything you want, but I don't write lyrics. If I wrote lyrics, you know, I would be singing all my poems. It's just two different things. And he says, no, you can't do that. You're already writing. Just do.
Just do you.
Just do you. So this is how I started. But every time that I was doubting myself on something, it was like, just do. So okay, I do. And then everything just happened.
So most of your songs, you wrote it.
Yeah. The whole album, I wrote all the lyrics except for the collaborations as well with other artists, but it was a mixed writing sessions. And the second one, which is coming next year, these are my lyrics, along with Cedric, who helped me as well for some of them. And yeah, I really love writing songs. So good.
Like there is a singers that write and really participate in their music, and then there is singers that, you know, they have beautiful voice and performance and whatever, and most of the time
People write for them.
exactly, but it's always fascinate me, like how can you write, and it's, for me it's as if it's 200 times more beautiful song that it's, I mean, not to say sorry guys, like the one who writes, but when you actually sing your own songs, it's just incredible.
Yeah. And I thought about that as well for all the other singers who don't write their songs. How do they appropriate that song? You know, how do they properly...
How they feel it.
Yeah. And I don't know how they do that, but then I think about when I reinterpret a song of an artist that I really like, it's just the lyrics talks to me, so yeah, it's something that can be done. But of course, when I write my own songs, it's my story that I'm telling, and it's something else. Sometimes in the beginning, I was too shy. Like when I wrote Remember Me, which is about my first love, I was always like, no, this is the story of a girl movie I saw. This is not mine.
Oh, you didn't say it's your story.
Yeah, I was so shy. Like, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna say the real whole story. I'm gonna tell bits and pieces of that. But now I just want to be honest with myself, because this is the only way that I get to make the people feel what I want them to feel.
But you know, when you told me that it was about your first love and the feelings that you had, the way I listen to the song is different now.
Yeah.
You know, because you are part of the story now, and you're like, oh my God, and like, and being 19 and write such a strong words, you know, it's like, wow, it must be a lot of emotions happening here.
Yeah. And that's the great thing about music as well. You can interpret the song just the way you want it if you don't know the story. So maybe Remember Me For You could have been a story for a parent or, you know, a friend or anything. You're just free to interpret it your way. That's nice as well.
Yes. And so you have the words basically, and how do you create the music?
Cedric is my co-composer. So often he comes with just
So he knows how to play guitar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before he became a manager and a producer, literally he was just an artist, just a musician loving to play music. So that's how we started that. We composed our songs together, and he was as well on stage with me. He used to perform with me for maybe the first 2 or 3 years
As a guitar.
as a guitarist and a pianist. So he did both. Yeah, we had a lot of struggle.
We didn't have the budget. Had to do both.
It was crazy. It was crazy. How we started that, we were saving to go see Coldplay for that Europe trip, and we decided to play every night for a year in hotels and for weddings, for whatever you want. We were there because we wanted to save money.
We need money.
We need the money. And I was still at the university, so I didn't work or anything. That was my thing, just to sing at night and earn money. And that was a year of struggling. Cedric was there with his piano, like on his pouch, on his back, and the guitar there, and we were walking around big hotels to perform for an hour or two sometimes. Like, we really understood the struggle of work to earn money. It was fun, but it was a lot of hustle as well. And we managed to go see Coldplay. When we came back, we had a lot of bookings to keep performing around Mauritius. That was so nice. And then COVID came, and Cedric had a little injury on his finger, one of his fingers, and he called a friend of ours now, but I was just a fan of him at the time, Emanuel Desroches. And he called Manu and he said, you know, I have a big problem with my finger, but we need to keep playing, and I'm gonna need a guitarist. Are you okay to play with her? And Manu was like, oh yeah, bring it on, I'm gonna come, let's have rehearsals. And this is how the story began with Manu, but Cedric left the stage from that point as well. He was like, okay, I can't be Emanuel Desroches. Once you played with Manu, you see that not a lot of people can reach that same level of, you know, fullness.
He's
on
there.
Stage. He's just there. And Cedric quickly realized that, and he said, but I won't miss the stage. Now I know that you're with Manu and it's incredible. I will focus on the management more and producing your music. And really, he didn't miss the stage. He just, like, it was just a natural flow to just go into that management and producing part. And I had a beautiful journey with Manu. One of my best friends today, you know, is such a great guy, sharing so much of who he is via his music
And the voice.
and the voice, and so humble and so talented. Like he writes his own songs and he composes his own songs. I can't wait for him to release finally what he does, because he's such a complete artist and he can do so much, you know. Yeah, he got everything.
Yeah, it's quite mesmerizing.
Yeah.
Well, in general, all the group is beautiful. And I noticed you have quite a lot of girls now who's playing.
Yep, right now, yeah, we've evolved a lot in terms of
I would say ladies.
ladies, yeah. We've evolved throughout the time, and that's the idea of calling the whole thing ANNEGA and not ANNEGA and the band or everything, because we're always changing, you know. I don't want to be not stuck with a band, but I love collaborating with other artists because I found that it's the only way of growing and learning so much, and I don't want to imprison another artist like you're obliged to play with me or whatever. Everybody's free as long as the music is being made and everyone's happy. So right now I have a team of ladies at the drums and at the bass.
Wow, she was good, huh?
Yeah, she's Jemima. She's so talented. And it's so fresh to have ladies on stage. Like, they just bring the best energy, I find.
And I guess ladies have a bit more to prove, maybe.
They just love to be here, love to have that platform. You know, it's like they don't take anything for granted in that way. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a great energy last Thursday. We went to Havana.
Yeah.
And we really, really enjoyed. But it was so packed. It was so packed. We were just like that and just, head singing. And then you did something cool. There is this song about the bird, right?
Yeah.
That you ask the audience to close the eyes and like imagine things. What was it about? It's like, what was it?
So just before the show, we always have that little moment with Cedric where we do a recap of what is the right message that we want to share, what is the right emotion at which moment. So this is our little moment where we talk about that. And he said, you remember when we wrote Blueberry Bird? And I was like, yes. It was a little time back. And he said, you remember in what, how we wrote it, in which perception we were? And I said, yeah. So it was really dreamy, and it doesn't talk about something specific, like it's a bird and it's like that. It's not, c'est pas défini, like it's not, you see.
C'est pas défini.
C'est pas défini, exactement. It's really free and dreamy and melancholic. So I wanted to put the crowd in this dreamy feel as well, where they could just close their eyes and let the music take them wherever they want to go. Because often as artists and musicians, we have the pressure at some point to make people dance. It's like, you're as good as you make the people dance. Like, it's a mental thing, you know. And I'm not a very make the people dance girl because I'm so emotional. I just like people to trip on that little journey with me, little voyage. And you have to assume, you have to
assume, yeah.
But not assume, just you have to be confident enough to say, okay, now we're not gonna dance. We're just gonna be in this moment and feel however we are feeling right now, telling ourselves that it's okay. And then we can dance later. But right now, let's just be here. So that was that part of it.
Was it first time you did it?
Yeah.
And how did you feel it?
I had my eyes closed the whole time.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
So I enjoyed.
I was like, my bag is here.
I thought about that. People
No.
would be a bit scared.
But I think it's more about, we tend to be so in control. And then you like, oh, I will look funny. I will look ridiculous, you know?
Yeah. I will try that experience again and again just to make people feel more safe, maybe just to close their eyes and maybe hold you back, but let yourself go. Surrender to the moment.
No, it was really nice moment. And sometimes when you're observing the artist and you like, the artist, like you go to work, right? We are human, we go to work. And sometimes you're just like, you're not having it. And you just do it,
Automatically.
yeah, in front of your computer or whatever. Is it ever happened to you?
Yeah, of course. A lot of time, it's just a lot of emotions going on. Yesterday I woke up, I was crying already at 8 on 2 TikToks.
TikTok.
I was like, oh, I'm too tired for that day. Sometimes, everyone's just got it. No matter the work you're actually performing every day, we're humans, we have emotions, we're girls, we have hormones. It's just life. Just have to deal with it.
And what is your routine to say, Ale, come on?
I love to swim. So whenever I feel like I'm going a bit on the downside, I just head to the gym and to the pool and swim this away. And I listen to a lot of music. That's my way of getting out of this gloomy stage. Yeah. But sometimes you just have to sit with it as well. And sit in the silence and listen to your heart. And
do you have this still butterflies when you go on a stage?
Stress? You mean stress?
Oh, okay. It's not like, so it's stress, like you
yeah, it's a mixture.
You're nervous.
Yeah, it's a mixture of butterflies and a whole lot of stress. Sometimes I need to puke just before because
wow.
Like it's too much. I can't. Even if I don't eat like 3 hours before a show, like it's nothing going out, but like the feeling is so heavy that something needs to go. And yeah, there are times.
But you cannot imagine, you're looking at the artist and you say, okay, they did it like so many times, and you just like, and I think we are so kind of, most of us so spoiled, we're just like, hey, you, Ale, entertain me. Come on, do your best. And we just forget that we are all human beings, and it's hard because if sometimes in the office you can hide, and close the door, but here you have like all the eyes on you, and it's people expect you to give like 200%.
Your best performance all the time. And let me tell you, it's just not people who expect you to do that. It's yourself. Like you will always say that no matter when you're out, you will need to give your best, because yes, there's a crowd to entertain, and then that's your job, you need to be 100% here. And last year in December, I lost my grandpa. It was 13th of December, and it was, he went in his sleep naturally. That is good. He was not sick. He was nothing.
But it was very surprising.
Very surprising. And the next day I had a big concert that I couldn't just get rid of. Even if I really wanted to, I didn't feel like playing, And I was like, how am I gonna do that? And the funeral was on the next day and on the day of a gig. So during the morning, I had the funeral, and it was so emotional with my family and everything. And at night, my team was waiting on me to perform, knowing everything that happened, of course, and being so compassionate and everything, but the show must go on. So I was like, I don't want to be here for you tonight, guys. I don't want to be here. But in my head, I was like, I just don't want that. And my parents gave me the blessings. They're like, just go and do what makes you happy. We will deal with that. Just like we know how to deal with that, or we will learn how to deal with that. But just do your thing and make your grandpa proud. And I was okay. It was a good thing to have a blessing. And then I went at the show, and I was still a bit, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here, until the moment I stepped foot on the stage and I saw all these bright faces, all smiling, all just having a lot of pain or going through a lot of darkness as well, or, everybody goes through difficult things, and I was just not the only one. And when I stepped foot and I had all this positive energy, and I was like, oof, I couldn't have grieved better than on that night with you all. And that was a special moment.
It was powerful, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. Yeah, music, it just brings people together.
So we're talking about alcohol. Now, I'm just sharing that 3 months ago I just kind of stopped drinking, but I still have one glass of champagne if it's like event or birthday, or my mother-in-law like, you must drink with me. She's like, Mauritian party people. Yeah, it's like, no, what you pregnant? This is the only excuse. But I felt so low when I was drinking.
Oh yeah.
Like the recovery. And then I think when you have a baby, because usually you party or enjoying on a weekend, yeah, and this is the time when you would spend with your kid the most of the time, because they go to school, you go to work, and I was not feeling 100% for her, and I was like, no, like this is not what I want. I want to, like, I'm cutting my time from her, and it's not fair. And I feel much more energy, because I think you're a type of person who's just have this flow of energy, and you just like, you're born with a lot of energy, no?
I think so, yeah.
Because for me, it's like -10, when I wake up. So I must do things to make me
to
happy.
hype you up.
Yes, exactly. But I think you are just, you have a lot of flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as well, it's when you are happy in what you are doing and enjoying, the process. And
Yep.
when we had the coffee, we spoke about, I was like, when are you gonna go international? Like, yeah, we love Mauritius, we're here for you, but what is the next big thing? When is the MTV Awards? I don't know, is it still popular? What is
I
it?
don't know.
Grammy?
It was 10 years ago.
Old.
Grammy? Yes. So when are we gonna go big? This is a long road to where we really wanna be. But of course, we've learned to enjoy where we are and where we are at, and what we are slowly, like, celebrating small successes as well. Like this year, we had a lot of small things and as well as big things that made us grow a little bit more, like playing at Les Francopholies at La Réunion, which is our first big festival, international one, and where I met Cédric and Naman and Big Flo et Oli. So good to have been around those big artists who actually tour 200 days in a year, which is crazy, like big tours with 50,000 to 200,000 people. And just to watch them perform and what they emanate, you know, what comes from them, just big lessons. And I think the step for us is just to keep on going, to not give up, and keep building that network and playing at over festivals and doing that Europe tour, and then reaching out to other countries like India, Australia, Japan. These are really where we want to be. So I don't know if I even have one particular image of success, but for now it's just traveling the world and sharing
Which is not bad.
my music. Yeah.
I take it.
Yeah.
Traveling the world.
Yeah.
On Air Mauritius.
Yeah.
But what I noticed that Cedric, he's a real visionary.
Yeah.
So not only the artist, but someone who can, I think that's missing in a lot of artists or a lot of projects, someone who will take the project on another level.
Yeah. He's the one. He's the one. And he's my backbone, literally. And he's always a step ahead in his own head. Like, he's always thinking about new ways of getting there and playing there and having this opportunity. He's always creating a platform for me to get the best out of everything. And it's hard work. I know no one else who work as hard as Cedric. And I'm so blessed. I'm so happy to have him in my team. Mm-hmm.
So he has a vision for you.
Yeah.
Does he share, like, what is his big vision for you?
I don't know if I see myself whole picture, but I know that he cares a lot about what we are creating
So
in
the
this
product.
moment. The experience, let us put it like that. He cares a lot about the lives we are touching and the things we are starting to change in our own community and society and the people who surround us, you know, the little wins. And one day I was like, I hope that you won't give up on me. These are the days where I was feeling a bit like behind the door. And I was like, yeah, I really hope that you won't give up on me because I have so many, many more things to do. And he's like, this project is way more bigger than you and I. And we'll have each other because we have that vision. We know where we want to be. And we just have to be here for each other so that we keep building each other up and succeed.
Yeah, I think it's so important to have someone, because you will always have those moments when you're like, what do I do this for?
Why do I just go to China and, you know,
To buy furniture.
cook food?
Do it.
Cook food there.
Don't I go to China?
You know,
Why do you go to China?
it was random, but like, you have one life and so many things you can do. You can be anyone. So you just choose to be that thing at some point. Just to come back to what you were saying, why would you choose to do that when it's so hard? But everything in life is hard. I don't know one profession or thing which is not hard to do. So in the end, you just got to choose.
And is it something that still, inspires you? And is it still something that you see yourself doing?
Music?
Singing and music?
Yeah. For now, I don't see the finish line. I just want to grow through this industry and release the most songs and you know, just give 100% of myself until I'm tired and I don't want to do that anymore. But I doubt that something like that can actually happen. But just if it does, I will always surf on that journey already and release that book. And yeah, that's my plan. I release that book when I'm tired.
Subscribe, like, comment. It looks like you're already promoting the book.
I'm already promoting the book, exactly.
Good, good.
I'm ready for my future.
And what are the exciting projects awaiting for you maybe in the nearest future?
So right now there's this incredible collaboration with Air Mauritius where I've got the chance to write their signature song, and there's gonna be a lot of beautiful things coming out of this crazy adventure. And we're gonna end the festive season incredibly well as well with all the gigs we have with the team. And next year I'm gonna be working a bit in Réunion Island for some time with an artist there that I met this year, and we did a music video and we wrote a song together, and there's something interesting coming next year. And the Europe tour, we have that Europe tour in mind, and we have a booker in France who's working on that. It's a lot of work, but I don't like the word hope. I don't, because maybe you can beep that, but I think that hope is a sucker. Because hope is like, I hope. I don't know if you think like that too. It's like, I hope that it will happen.
Mm-hmm.
But the contrary of hope is I will make that happen. There's another way of turning around that. It means maybe the same thing, but I don't like to say hope anymore.
Why?
I don't know. It doesn't feel real to hope. It's just, maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. I just hope it will, but if it doesn't, I'm okay with that. But no, I'm not okay. I want that to happen. I will work for that. So I'm just gonna say we're working hard on making the Europe tour happen next year.
You know, I think as well, when you give yourself 200%, and that if ever something happened, or, you know, like COVID, no one would like, come on, seriously, from one day to another.
Yeah.
But then when you're like, you know what, I give 200%, and like, I think this is the satisfactory, you know,
Mm-hmm.
when you really give a lot of yourself, and then, you know, you just trust as well the higher power. And, you know, I wish you all the best. And I think that we are so lucky to have you here. And with your music and with words you put in, and with your personality, and as well how professional you are, and what a beautiful team you have. You know, it's not only about, oh, I'm lucky, I get this. No, it's you surrounding the people around yourself. My English is going a bit, and you know, there is a reason behind. And thank you for that, for sharing all this with us. And I think you are as well educating us in terms of the music, and in terms of how it can be delicious, even the Mauritian music. Because we used to certain type of sega, you know, and it sounds like that. And what I feel that, you know, you make it more, I don't know, your way, ANNEGA way. Yeah. And thank you for that. And it's, when I listen to your songs, I go into another dimension, let's say. And in this world where there is so much, I would say, aggressive songs, or songs with the words that, you feel, wow, why would you say that? Or why would you put someone like that? That your words are really lifting the soul. And I really hope you will keep doing that and give us more inspirational songs like that.
It means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like as much as I am growing, I just want to inspire the people to grow in this way as well. Just find themselves and be in this light and elevate the word you used before. It's just not get stuck where you are and get out of your comfort zone and just try to be better. That's the message that I want to share through my sounds.
And I really hope that, the world can see that. Because I'm like, it has to be everywhere. We need to have this positive and beautiful music more.
Thank you. It will. It is going gradually. Thank you for all this love and support. It means so much.
Thank you for your time.
Oh.
Oh, merci.
And all the best for this YouTube channel. Putting people on the spotlight.
Oh man,
you have a real star.
Oh, thank you. We're collecting the Mauritian book.
Subscribe and like and share and leave a comment if you enjoyed this little interview with Iuliia and ANNEGA.
Oh, thank you.
Now that you do.
No, it's good. We should put it in the beginning. Hello. Thank you so much, darling.